Hey everybody, what's happening? Well, I guess I got something on my mind. I wasn't going to make a video today because I got a couple videos I need to work on and get them edited and get them uploaded. And I need to experiment on my, camera app. I need to, do some practicing on my video editor. I mean, there's lots of things I can be doing other than, making another video to deal with. But I just got something that's, on my mind. And the topic is doctors. I, uh, where do I start? Okay, I got a phone call from my doctor this morning. And I hate hearing from the doctor. Especially when I'm feeling okay. But anyway, okay, she wants to double my statins, my cholesterol pill medication. I'm not even taking the first prescription because I just need to do more research, I guess. But from what I have seen, I don't know if it's going to make that big of a difference. It might. I just need to think it over more because I don't want to take statins, and I might have to. I don't know. This said it's high. Well, that's all I've ever heard. Since I was 45 or whatever. I mean, my cholesterol's always been high, and it runs in my family. I mean, it's kind of genetic, and there's no. I don't think there's any amount of statins that's going to get it, down low enough for a doctor, and maybe I can improve it a little bit, with diet. I just need to, research on that. I think green tea is supposed to help. Now, I did get some green tea the other day because I'd run out. I had drank it for a while, and then I started drinking again, and I ran out, so I ordered, some more. I think it's supposed to be good for your, uh, maybe it's your blood pressure. I don't know if it's your cholesterol or not, and maybe your blood sugar or something. I don't know, but it's supposed to have a lot of healthy benefits to it. I need to refresh my memory on it before I even talk about it. But anyway, I mean, I love my doctor. I mean, she is one of the best doctors I ever had. I mean, you go to their office, and if the appointment takes 45 minutes or an hour, she'll sit there and listen and ask you questions and, and pay attention to what you have to say. Now, I know my doctors, all my doctors, know that I'm a difficult patient. And I am. I mean, I know that about myself. I mean, it's not like I'm unaware. And, but, and when I find a doctor that I like to stay with them because I've had doctors that I just did not like at all, and I've had doctors that would come in, say, "How you doing today?" And of course, you know how patients are. I'll say, "Oh, I'm fine." You may feel fine that day, but then they go, "Well, you're there because you have to go every few months in order to get your prescription refilled." So they're just writing in the pad, not even listening, and hand you the prescription, and they're out the door. And you haven't had a chance to ask anything or say anything or anything. I've had doctors like that, and I don't care for that. But anyway, my doctor is what I could, and I think she's respected highly, in the hospital, my local hospital that she's associated with, uh, you know, because when I say who my doctor is, oh yeah, and so she always gets a thumb up from everybody over there how good she is, and this ain't just her. I mean, this is all doctors. The last heart doctor I had that I didn't care for too much because I like to be listened to and pay attention to, and and my concerns and stuff. And if you can't explain it, if you can't change my mind, then you're blowing hot air up a cold chimney. But this. So anyway, I'm getting a new heart doctor. This one I've never met, and I don't have to go all the way up north. Drive an hour away. Just for an appointment. I can, you know, he comes here to the hospital. I think it's like maybe once or twice a week. I mean, he's not on staff there, but he's comes in. So, and in that way, all I got to do is go 3 blocks, to the appointment, which is good. But what I dread about hard doc is they're all stuck on this mindset of, if you got high cholesterol, you need to be taking cholesterol meds and statins and this and that and, a whole lot of things that I'm not sure, I need to be taking. And because I'm not sure they're helpful. So I'm going to try to see what I can do about if there's anything I can add to my diet or take away from my diet that might, help. So I like to use food as a medicine, not medication so much. I've never been one that liked a lot of medication. And I probably get that from my mother. My mother was the same way. I mean, she was the worst patient in the world. She would never listen to doctors. And, I guess that just soaked into my brain. That's, I mean, when you hear this stuff all your life, and it's, but even when you get older, and when I was healthy and I wasn't taking meds or anything, it just kind of, and I've been told, in some things I'm a lot like my mom. And you know how you hate hearing that? you know? Oh, what is it? And I've got 3 daughters, so I know how they feel. And they're all mothers, and it just goes on and on and on. And then my oldest was my son is my son, and of course he passed away, a couple years ago on my birthday. Well, he didn't pass away on my birthday, but his show and it was like just maybe 3 days before my birthday, and I was devastated. I was in shock, and I mean it it was a hard time. But anyway, and he was a registered nurse. He was in the medical field, and my brother is a doctor. Medical field, and my brother is a doctor, and TikTok. But I mean, he's a doctor, and he's married to a doctor, and she's on 5 boards. She's a little higher doctor than he is. I think he was a PA when they first met, and then he, moved up to residential doctor. So uh, he's quite unique, and he has a huge ego. He even told me one time that he's narcissistic. Well, at least he knows who he is, But anyway, I got a picture of him. I'll probably plant it in here while since I'm talking about it, bringing his name up. But and well, I've got three brothers, older brothers total, and then a younger sister, and so I'm kind of almost in the middle. Except my doctor brother, he's the one in the middle. He's the youngest brother, and then so anyway, and they're all unique. I mean, well, my oldest brother, my doctor brother, now they're kind of like musicians. They play the guitar, and the doctor one he even writes his own songs. And I've got a video of it, but I knew if I put it up, it's on private. I know if I put it up that he would sue me. He would make a complaint and have my video, under copyright. And yeah, I mean, and he would literally sue me for copyright infringements. I know he would. I mean, oh well. Okay, this is gone 11 minutes. What else can I say about doctors? Well, I just there's another thing I could say about it, but I won't. You know, but anyway, bless their hearts. They work hard and they're trained. Their basic training is sponsored and paid for by the pharmaceutical companies. And when statins was invented, uh, it's like a flurry of almost everybody now is on statins. Almost everybody has, don't have the perfect cholesterol, you know. And what does that mean anyway? So I'm working on. I watched a video, a few doctor videos a while ago, and they're not like into all this, statin and what cholesterol is and how it works, and some doctors are. And I can't remember. Seems like I remember. I'll have to research this too. But that doctors get a percentage or like a little kickback or something whenever they write a prescription for a drug. And, you know, I don't. I don't want to get down hard on doctors, but um, and and it's part of their training. They're trained, and I guess they could get sued if they if you get a blood test and you got high cholesterol and they don't prescribe the medication for you, then I don't know. Maybe they could get be under some kind of libel. Uh, just because the doctor prescribes it, you know, does that mean I have to take it? I don't think so. Yeah. So anyway, so many things to ponder about. I tell you, no wonder I mess up on stuff when I do videos is because my brain just gets fried. If my brain ain't rested and sharp and focused, now I tend to mess up. And, I just overthink, I guess. And, you know, that's just the way I roll. But anyway, what else was I going to say about that? Um, oh God, things come and go. Oh, last night I got a pretty good night's sleep. See, I forget stuff, but then, it eventually comes to my processors are slow. You know, it's partly age, partly that mini stroke I had. It's like an old computer. It slows down. that's what that's what my brain is. But I got a pretty good night's sleep last night, and God, I got like a whole 5 hours, not 5 hours straight. I mean, I woke up a couple times, but then I went right back to sleep. And I noticed a couple times it's done that lately, where I got a little more sleep and rest and bedtime than I, a lot of times that I do. I woke up and my leg was feeling good. Now, I think it was yesterday or day before, I got, good sleep like that. And my leg wasn't hurt. And then when I was, in bed for just, like a couple hours, 2.5 to 3 hours, and I got up and I was stiff and my leg was killing me, and when I got stood up I could barely get moving and walk across the floor. So I don't know. I think I probably need to get more good sleep and more rest than what I sometimes do. But see, that can be caused from uh, cortisol, not having enough sleep, and then and and then I'm sure I'm insulin resistant, which could also cause the high cholesterol. Uh, it's so complicated, and but they haven't got the test back for that yet. Oh, and so be sure to take my water pills. That something was high on that test that they did for the water around my heart, and they said that was high. Of course, they said it was high when I went to the hospital the second time, but that doctor didn't seem to think it was high. So there was two conflicting ideas about it. One doctor said one thing, and this other doctor said another thing, and the opposite. And the one at the hospital said, "Oh, it's just slightly high." It was nothing serious or anything. But my doctor's office is saying, and it's a PA I'm seeing right now because my doctor shifted me over to the other girl. And I told her, I said, I told her how much I liked my doctor, but that she would tell her that, I was a difficult patient. She just shook her head. So I know who I am. But anyway, they had one thinks it's high, one thinks it's not high. So no wonder I'm so confused. And, I feel like things are just in chaos and fluctuation and things up in the air. And no wonder my brain gets, overworked, and I get tired. So when I get tired, I just have to, escape to sleep. Oh, I've been watching some good movies lately. There's this one movie that I'll do a different video on movies that I'm watching. Some are series and some is just a one time movie. I start them, and then I know I'm getting drowsy, and if I'm interested in seeing more of it, I'll and I know I'm going to be drowsy, dropping off to sleep. So I'll stop it. And I do that with my people's video, other people that I watch on YouTube too. If I know I'm going to sleep and I want to see more of it, because I know it's going to be saved. Uh, the YouTube goes into history, and I can always go back and restart them up and finish watching them. And on like my Max HBO combo, I can always stop it, and it goes into the queue waits for me the next time I want to pick it back up again. So that's kind of how I do that. Well, shoot, I'm up to 19 minutes. I'm going to 20. told y'all I was in the mood to chat and, talk and get this off my chest. But anyway, thanks for listening and thanks for stopping by, and I appreciate it. And I love all my uh, subscribers and commenters. Everybody has been just so kind and so wonderful. I haven't had an off color or bad comment yet, and I hope it stays that way. I'd hate to have to block somebody, but anyway, the hugs to you all, and I appreciate you staying to the end. Sometimes the best stuff comes at the end, sometimes not. Sometimes in the middle, sometimes in the beginning. Who knows what's gonna crop out of my flapper. Okay, y'all take care and have a great month. I hope your everything's going better for you than what they have for me lately. Okay, bye bye. Subscribe and like. Thank you. Thanks for watching.